Okay, let's dive straight into this. Have you ever looked at a global icon, legendary CEO, a groundbreaking innovator, or maybe a world-renowned creative and just thought, man, they simply got lucky? Like the universe just handed them the winning lottery ticket? Well, today, we're going to completely shatter that illusion. Welcome to This Explainer. We're looking at a documented framework that seems to literally elevate ordinary people into the stratosphere. Spoiler alert, there's no magic wand here.
Here's the roadmap we're exploring today. We've got 1. Demystifying success. 2. The foundation, which is mindset. 3. The architecture, meaning habits. 4. The catalyst, or execution. 5. The success matrix. And finally, number 6. The ultimate secret. We're building this from internal psychology all the way to external action.
All right, let's kick things off with Section 1, demystifying global success and breaking the illusion of luck. Moving right along to Section 2, the foundation, mindset. This is all about upgrading your mental software. The core premise we need to establish right out of the gate is that global success, it's rarely a stroke of luck. It doesn't just happen to people. It's a highly specific, calculated result. And honestly, it all starts right here with the growth mindset. Now, this term was coined by psychologist Carol Dweck, and it's basically the deep-rooted belief that your intelligence and talent can actually be developed through dedication. They aren't fixed at birth. What's super fascinating here is how this completely changes their view of failing. To a global achiever, failing isn't an identity, it's just a crucial data point. If a project tanks, they don't say, "Oh, I'm a failure." No way. They ask, "Okay, what data did this just give me for my next attempt?" You can really see this difference in perspective when it comes to time. Look at this comparison. Status quo thinking just looks at the world exactly as it is today. But visionary thinking, that's looking 10 to 20 years down the road. These high achievers aren't just reacting to whatever the market is doing right now. They are actively solving future problems before the rest of the world even realizes those problems exist. And building on that visionary thinking is this incredibly vital trait, comfort with ambiguity. Because let's face it, the future is blurry, right? Well, it turns out true leaders possess this rare, almost superpower-like ability to make high-stakes decisions with totally limited information. While average performers just get completely paralyzed by uncertainty, these global icons actually thrive in those gray areas. They don't need all the answers to take that very first step. So, on to Section 3, the architecture, daily habits. This is where we translate all that theory into actual practice. 5 a.m. Yep, the famous 5 a.m. club. It's actually incredible how many global CEOs and innovators are up and at 'em long before the rest of the world even thinks about hitting the snooze button. And why? They're doing this to absolutely monopolize the morning. It gives them uninterrupted, fiercely protected quiet time, and they use it for strategic planning, getting a workout in, and just gaining mental clarity. The idea is simple. Win the morning, win the day.
But listen, just waking up early isn't enough. It's about the discipline you apply to those waking hours. First up on this list is insatiable reading. Top performers literally treat their brains like a muscle. They're often crushing a book a week to create this massive compounding knowledge effect, constantly upgrading their mental software. Second is ruthless time auditing. They treat time as the ultimate asset, and they ruthlessly protect every single minute from trivial meetings, random distractions, and basically any low-value task. Okay, Section 4, the catalyst, execution. This is where we talk about friction in the real world. So what happens when plans go wrong? That's where our catalyst comes in, grit. The research defines grit as the passion and perseverance for long-term, meaningful goals. Honestly, it seems to be the absolute non-negotiable requirement to weather the relentless storms of ambition and entrepreneurship. It's that crazy ability to fail 1,000 times and then step up for the 1,001st time with the exact same enthusiasm you had on day one. Now, what's really interesting about this comparison is the stark contrast in how people approach problems. On one side, you've got analysis paralysis. We've all been there, overthinking until absolutely no action is taken whatsoever. But on the flip side, the ultra-successful possess a relentless bias for action. They launch, they test, they adapt, and they fix their mistakes on the fly. The takeaway here is crystal clear. Execution beats strategy every single time. And here's the thing, they rarely execute alone. Your network is your net worth is a famous quote for a very good reason. Global achievers deliberately curate their circles. They intentionally surround themselves with people who are smarter, faster, and way more experienced than they are. They know that you're basically the average of the people you spend the most time with, so they leverage that network to rapidly accelerate their own growth. All right, let's pull this all together in Section 5, the success matrix.
synthesizing the blueprint.
Let's actually walk through how this maps out in practice, connecting the secret to the philosophy and then to the real-world application. Take obsessive focus, for example. The philosophy here is saying no to the good so you can actually say yes to the great. In reality, that means eliminating 99% of distractions so you can master the 1% that truly matters. Or look at failing forward. That's viewing a collapsed project not as a defeat, but just as a lesson you simply paid for. And continuous reinvention. Oh, this one is fascinating. It means actively disrupting your own successful business model before some competitor gets the chance to do it for you.
Finally, Section 6, the ultimate secret, the engine of legacy.
So, I have to ask you, if you had to distill all of this, all these blueprints and systems we've just unpacked, down into just one single word, what do you think that word is?
The word is consistency. That's it. That's the ultimate secret. Sure, genius might be the initial spark, but relentless, uncompromising consistency is the actual engine that converts that tiny spark into a massive global legacy. It's about showing up every single day, completely regardless of your motivation or your mood, and just putting in the work. Because when you get right down to it, it all boils down to this powerful equation. Small choices plus consistency plus time equals a radical difference. You see, success isn't one massive, dramatic leap. It's 1,000 tiny steps in the exact same direction. The blueprint is right here in front of us. So the only question left for you is, which of these small choices are you going to start making today?